Right Balance podcast. I'm Diane Wright, your host. Here is where I'd like to share stories and interviews with leading practitioners and coaches, all under the health and wellness umbrella. We'll be including holistic therapies, inspirational people, and a vast array of experts to help you get on the right path. Join me every week for advice and information that will offer help and support, because we all need the right balance in life. Good morning, everybody who's listening this beautiful summer's day. I have got a super sparkly friend of mine with me today. I'm so excited to have her. Louise Summerfield is just a fabulous, wonderful, sparkly person you will ever meet. I had the joy of meeting at a holistic fair a few years ago now, where I met Emma and our beautiful jewellery, which we're going to talk about today as well. Emma is an intuitive oracle creator. She's also a holistic event organizer and now a brand new author, which we're going to be talking about as well, because that's just super exciting. Welcome, Emma. You're such full of sparkles. It's so good to see you.
Thank you, Di, and right back at you, my beautiful Earth Angel friend. I am beyond excited to be invited on your amazing podcast. I am so super proud of you, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Emma, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I'm going to jump straight in, because with the sparkles you've got the hairs up on my arm, and I'm just so excited in a nice way. I'm going to start with the sparkles as well. Because you are the chief designer and creator of everything magical and sparkly at Moon Dream Jewellery Design. And I also just want to put in there as well, it's also on your Facebook page, and it also made me giggle. You studied at where?
Hogwarts.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, I think as a dream to aspire to attend Hogwarts. So yeah, absolutely.
So what was that like, Emma, when you went there? What was it good? What was it?
Really, really magical. Yeah, it felt like home from home. Absolutely. I think, my heart's definitely with magic, and, the true magic of life, which is believing in yourself, Di. Yeah. And believing full-heartedly in your own magic, and, sharing that with the world, because there's only one version of you in the whole of time. So, and to achieve that is absolute quintessential magic.
Yeah. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning. How did you come across the jewelry, or the science of life, shall we say? How did that?
I've always had a passion for creating. When I was young, I used to sit and doodle and draw wizards and dragons and fairies, and always felt connected to the faith when I was little, always out in nature. And then when I was blessed with my first child, Rihanna Sky, I felt this absolute urge to start really putting into fruition actual creations. So I went to night school when Rihanna was a toddler and learned jewelry making process, and started to create my Moon Dream Angels, which felt like this really beautiful manifestation of all these things that I'd felt and dreamt of. So it was the inspiration of having my beautiful daughters that helped me to start creating Moon Dream. So that was birthed 12 years ago.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And so what did you sort of learn at school to make the jewelry as such?
I did an evening course. I learnt the basic principles of making jewelry, and then from there, in my own spiritual journey, it evolved. So I started with crystals and gemstones, and then it moved on to then progress to clay, where I then blend little bits of crystal into my own clay now to produce all the things that I make now. So the healer's wand pendants, my guardians, my dragons, my witches, my fairies, and the healing wands itself, and also just recently power animal pendants. So yeah, it's as I've evolved, the jewelry's evolved.
All your details will be included on this file at the end, Emma, but people can purchase these on your website as well. Is that right?
Right, yeah, if it resonates, to have a look. My website's just been recently rejuvenated by my beloved husband, my 6'3" pixie Paul, who's the most amazing web designer.
Oh, that's
so
brilliant.
Created it. And when I was little, I used to watch the reruns of Bewitched with my grandpa. And I always loved that story of, you know, like Samantha and Tabitha and how magical it looked. So I said to Paul, that's the inspiration. I want my website to look like the beginning of Bewitched. And he's totally smashed it. It looks amazing. So thank you, big. So yeah, if it resonates, I'd love you to go and have a look at all my amazing designs and creations that I put on there. As you know, Di, I am the Willy Wonka jewellery. I love to create things bright and colourful and heart-centered. So yeah, if it resonates, I'd love people to go and have a look at the website.
And is there for people who haven't been on the website up to date, is there sort of things that maybe just somebody wants some help with the crystals infused in them? Is there certain elements?
Yeah, absolutely. What I tend to do is when people contact me for commissions, I go completely intuitive. So they will say, for instance, they'll outline certain things that they feel that they would like from their healer's wand pendant or their guardian. And then I intuitively connect in, and it comes through. Or people can contact me and say, right, I really feel drawn to rose quartz. Could you please make me something containing that and some selenite? So yeah, it's really organic. I just let it flow and trust that the right intention will come through for that beloved soul that's contacted me.
That's brilliant. And you also mentioned there about the little animals as well. What's the connection with them? Yeah, you've got some today. Yeah.
I'd love to show you. So, okay, so we've got a tribe of dragons, Di. So we've got these guys. So this is Phoenix dragon. So the Phoenix dragon is sitting there in their little nest, and they've got a little lava rock on the front there that people can add essential oils to. And then just underneath that, you've got myrrh. So when a phoenix goes through the rebirth process, the myrrh is naturally present in the phoenix's nest, and that burns up and helps aid, transport and support through the transformation process. So yeah, this little dragon's very small but mighty.
Wow, fascinating.
And then we've got here, thanks Di, the dragon of courage. So we started off the beginning of the tribe, and there's 7 for the 7 major chakras as well. Brilliant. So this is the dragon of courage. So this dragon is imbued with red carnelian, and again the lava rock. And lava rock's an amazing dye because not only is it porous, so you can put in the essential oils, but the real magic as well, it's very, very calming. It's akin to a hematite, so it's very grounding. As you can imagine, it's come straight from the volcanic earth, so it actually helps with mental clarity. And I find that putting it together with the crystal makes it like a double whammy. So, and the dragons know this because they're super wise and mighty. So when all the other tribe members are feeling maybe a little bit scared and a little bit worried about moving forward or trying something new, the dragon of courage flies into the tribe and uses the red carnelian dye to help them feel empowered and strong and courageous. So yeah, so that's the dragon of courage.
Wow. Oh my goodness, I love this. I think what resonates the most is the power of the crystals being with you, you know, is an ornament, if you like, or like you make the jewelry around your neck and it's with you all the time. And I know from powerful crystals that I've worked with and had around, they are super, super strong for the right reasons.
Absolutely. And that coupled with your own self-belief as well adds to the potency of it. So yeah, I'm totally resonates with me too, Di. It's just an absolute gift, isn't it, to work holistically in what we do.
Absolutely. And would you say as well, I always like to ask people that I am interviewing about how things have changed for us over this pandemic carry on of resetting and rebalancing, as we both like to call it. Would you say that there has been a different shift with energy within the crystal environment, or not?
I think a lot of more people are looking good to the old ways. I think a lot more people are looking, they've had time. I called it slow down, not lockdown. A lot of people's different experiences. There was something posted up about, we're all, in weathering the storm, but in different boats. And it's so true. I think, yeah, absolutely what you're saying, Di. I think there's been quite a renaissance in people looking for different alternative ways to help support and boost their immune systems, and to help integrate into a more holistic way of thinking and another way of dealing with health issues. So yeah, I think there's been quite a renaissance, Di.
Yeah, absolutely. And going forward, what have we else got coming out of the bag?
Oh, you should ask, Di. It's been quite a last sort of 18 months, really. So as everybody was affected through the pandemic, and a lot of people weren't able to go out and do work in the same way. And as you know, obviously I organise my own events, Sacred Haven, but I also attend events. So I'm very blessed to know a lot of wonderful people that run their own events. And so I attend those. So that was obviously closed down. We weren't able to go out and physically meet people anymore. So that side of things, yeah, it kind of took a bit of a back burner, didn't it? So I always think that when a door closes, a window of opportunity opens. And from attending one of the last events I attended just before lockdown, which was beautiful Earth Angel, Debs Brooks, Roots of Life, we were so blessed to have that just a couple of weeks before the lockdown. And a dear friend of mine was next to me, another exhibitor, and I was in full flow talking about the dragons with some beloved souls at my stall. And just after they left, my friend said, these would make really good stories. And my immediate reaction in my solar plexus was like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, gosh, no, I can talk about it, but I can't write. And the big stumbling block stopper for me, Di, was the fact that I'm dyslexic, which wasn't flagged up until I went to uni. So I went through the whole Muggle school system in the 80s, which was like going uphill with treacle coloured roller skates on, to be quite honest with you. Just thinking, why doesn't my brain work like everybody else's? And anybody that's met me for 5 minutes realizes my brain doesn't work like everybody else's. But yeah, so essentially that was the real, like, oh gosh, I want to be able to write, but it was my self-worth. So I'd kind of, carried on with the day and had the most amazing interactions. And then later on in the afternoon, this lovely lady came over and we got talking about the dragons. And she was explaining a dear friend of hers was having problems sleeping. So I introduced her to the Dragon of Dreams. So this dragon dies with amethyst. So as we know, brings mental clarity, aids insomnia, amazing for meditation and to bring in those really lovely sleepy vibes. So I was telling this lovely lady about the Dragon of Dreams, and I was in my full MZ flow. And then when she finished, she said, do you write these down into stories? And I thought, okay, right, okay, all right, I get the message. I was like, right, okay, how much more synchronicity do you need? And so not long after that, obviously, we all went through, the start of lockdown. So I tentatively, excitedly, but tentatively put pen to paper, and this story's just started to flow down. I feel so blessed. I called upon, my angels and the dragons and my beloved elementals, the fae, just to really help me to get this important message out. And so then the dragons of Celestia were starting to breathe life onto the paper. So where they're from is Celestia, which is an island that floats. So celestial, meaning of the heavens, and tria, which means earth. So they live on this fantastic place. Each one is within its own region, has its own distinct seasons, and it's this amazing tale from the perspective of a time traveler. And this amazing young girl called Zelenia, who's from the Stellar Gateway, she travels to Celestria quite by accident, and she ends up popping through one of the portals in the Green Adventuring Forest district. So we follow Zelenia as she meets the tribe of dragons and all the other amazing inhabitants of Celestia. And for me, it's a book that I really wanted to convey my own spiritual learning, my own spiritual teaching that I've learnt mostly from my daughters, as I explained earlier about Rihanna, and then my beautiful sunbeam Tabitha, which they've taught me far more than I can ever give credit for teaching them. So I've learned so much about motherhood and myself and patience and trust. And so I started to convey this through the dragons and how these things, these spiritual practices like meditation, positive affirmation, all the things that I taught to my girls about self-empowerment, how to cleanse your aura, the importance of working within your own powers and magic, and how to step out of your comfort zone, because that's where the magic happens. And then I started to weave this into the stories about the dragons. And it's been really emotional. It's been an emotional roller coaster. Some days I've been writing and my beautiful soul sister Pam says it's dragon she wrote. So I've been like, like that. And then sometimes I finish and I'm like, I'm laughing, like things that I've written have really made me laugh. And then some of the other things I've been really emotional, like it's really helped like trigger stuff out to get those tears flowing. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And so I feel really blessed to have finished my book. And I've sent it off to the publishers with absolute gratitude in my heart. I'm really, really hopeful that they'll want to represent me and publish me. So I've left it with the universe. So yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you.
Oh, I've got me hook, line, and sinker into this one because it's whether you are or you're not in sort of have a visual mind. I think people need to go on these journeys and need to go and I think, like you say at the very beginning there, you mentioned something about going with the flow or what people expect you to do, and it's not always the case. It's going where you feel you want to go and not be, I'm going to name a name now, not be Mrs. Jones, not be the next door neighbor or whatever it is. Be who you are and learn intuitively, like you say, so much, and it brings out so much good in everybody. And I think that's where we've got lost for so long, where we've got caught up in, and I'm not slagging social media because it's there for a reason, but we get caught up in copying. And it's not about copying.
You're so right. And I couldn't agree with you more, Di, because I think so many people look at how others' lives are. And let's be honest, social media can portray this amazing Hollywood lifestyle. And I love it when you see people saying, keeping it real. Actually, things have been really tricky and stressful, and we don't glide through. I don't wake up with my hair all shiny and brushed and my lipstick on and me shiny beads on. We all wake up, in the morning with our hair sticking up, ready for supper. So it's about keeping it real and it's about being authentic. And like you say, take some time to explore who you really are and what makes you joyful. And that's what I said to my girls, whatever you feel the calling to follow, if it brings you joy and it's heart-centered, then, you're on the right path. When we try and imitate others or, and don't get me wrong, it's good to feel inspired. There's so many people, Diana Cooper, Louise Hay, just to name a few, I feel incredibly inspired by. And so, they are visionaries and pioneers in the spiritual movement. So I feel very inspired by them. However, I don't try and be like them. And I think that's important thing, Diane. You're so right to follow your own heartbeat. What makes you sing?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're an inspiration, an absolute inspiration. And also what I also want to mention as well, that I've mentioned already, jewelry is on your website, which people can purchase and look at, which is amazing, which will all be on the show notes. It's moon-dream.co.uk, but I'll put that at the end. I want to talk about a special event you have on Mental Awareness Day, 10th of October this year.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. It's, again, my last event was last March, and it was just such a beautiful event. I'm so blessed to have the Sacred Haven tribe around me. It's such a beautiful collection of amazingly talented, gorgeous light workers, light warrior souls that create from their hearts and souls, and gifted, like your beautiful self, Di, with your amazing reflexology. Oh my, helped me on more than a number of occasions, and been so supportive and nurturing and truly magical. So yeah, we've got the next one on the 10th of October at the Ennerdale Country House Hotel, and that's in Cleator, which is West Cumbria. But all the details are on my Facebook and my Instagram, the Sacred Haven Holistic Events. And yeah, I feel really that this is such a time, because no matter what you did through the pandemic, it's affected everybody in so many ways. And for me, that the aftershocks, the after waves of the mental health, people are going to be so ready to come and, be supported. And what can you do to help me through this, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, through nutrition, health foods, through self-care, through crystal healing, through shamanic workshops, reflexology, healing, spiritual healing, Indian head massage, all these things that you and I both know are hugely beneficial to help build up for the immune system itself. That's lowered with fear. So, it's getting people out of that fear. For me, one of the main viruses was the TV. So that's they don't call it a TV program for nothing, Di.
No, exactly.
It's getting out of that and getting back to the meeting people, and when people feel ready to be able to connect back and share a hug. There's one thing, I'm good. I love a hug, Di, and it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like the beginning of the Teletubby show when we all get together. In fact, I don't know if we're going to get much healing and everything done, like, well, the healing's with the hugs, but it's going to be so busy.
That's fantastic.
It's going to be like Woodstock, like 70s. So I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to get the tribe back together and help the local community. And also what I do as well, Di, on the day, the most beautiful earth angel, Sarah Oldham, comes, and who's the chief executive of CFM, Cash for Kids. So it's a local charity, Di, that helps underprivileged, disabled and poorly kids in our area and South West Scotland. And for me, working with the light and connecting and helping local children as well go hand in hand. So on the day when the proceeds from when you come in, we do a massive charity prize raffle. My exhibitors donate the most incredible prizes. So it's helping CFM Cash for Kids as well. So I'm really excited about getting back into doing the fundraising again. So me and Sarah, like the Ant and Dec of the fundraising world, and she's just the most ball of beautiful sunbeam energy. So I'm really excited to connect back in. So can't wait. Everybody, Di, I just can't wait.
I know. Not be long. It won't be long. It really won't. Oh my goodness. I could talk to you for hours, Emma Louise Summerfield. You're a lovely friend and a beautiful soul, and I wish you you don't need any more wishes, because everything is around you as gratitude is. It's overflowing. You're just going to be one lady to look out for, especially when this book is published. Please let me know. Please let me know when it is.
Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. For me, it's been connecting back in, with a beautiful dear friend. I'm so super proud of you. You just sparkle this effervescent joy. And so for me, this has just been so gorgeous just to connect back in with you. So thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome.
real person and give you a big scud. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. It's been an honour to talk to you, and all for my listeners. Emma Louise Summerfield's details will be at the end of this podcast. Also, to have a view of the video of this, it will be on YouTube as well. And Emma has described the dragons and her jewellery on there as well. Emma, thank you so much, my darling. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch up with you real soon.
Definitely. Oh, my love. Lots of love.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Right Balance podcast. Hope you enjoyed the content. Please tell your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the show. It will also be uploaded to the social media channels like Facebook and YouTube, including all the show notes. I hope you'll join me next week. Stay safe.